I'd like to call the Thompson Planning District meeting to order for November 28th, 2022. For the information, we have Board Member Hassman, Board Member Smoot, and Board Member Lundmark on Zoom this evening. I'll look for approval of the agenda, please. Board Member Fitzpatrick, seconded by Board Member Colburn. All those in favor? That's carried. Number 3 is the adoption of minutes. Resolution number 2022-009, moved by Board Member Fitzpatrick, seconded by Board Member Chung. Be it resolved that the minutes of the Thompson Planning District of Council held in Council Chambers, City Hall, Thompson, Manitoba, on Monday, October 11th, 2022, be adopted as circulated. I'll go to the mover, Board Member Fitzpatrick. Anything further?
No,
Any other comments by board members? Seeing none, I'll call for the question. All those in favor? Carried unanimously. Thank you. Now go to resolutions. 4.1, resolution number 2022-010, moved by Board Member Colburn, seconded by Board Member Chung. Whereas the Thompson Planning District Board has been advised of a Crown Land miscellaneous lease number 74865 for a wood storage business PTNE quarter 17-77-3 PM consisting of 4.942 acres. Now therefore be it resolved that the Thompson Planning District Board advised the Real Estate Services Branch that approval of the application is subject to provision of a detailed site plan showing the proposed development and the applicant be in good standing and obtain the required permits from the planning district. I will go to administration for any clarification.
So as noted, the Real Estate Services Branch has circulated a miscellaneous lease to the Thompson Planning District for the construction of a wood storage area and a compound with a shed on an area of 4.9 acres. The land is currently designated as limited development zone in the LGD of Mystery Lake. The development that is proposed conforms to the definition of a storage compound, which is outlined in table 7.1 of the zoning district. That is listed as a conditional use. The proposed development also meets the minimum site requirements for site area and setbacks. The area is also in the designated rural development policy area in the planning district. The proposed lease conforms with the policies for the rural development policy area. There's requested the development planning district provide a response by December 8th. The recommendations are that the miscellaneous leaseholder should obtain a conditional use approval from the LGD of Mystery Lake for that conditional use, and that the miscellaneous leaseholder should obtain all development permits necessary.
Thank you. I will go to the mover, Board Member Colburn. Did you have anything to add?
nothing heard.
Okay. Any comments by board members or questions? Oh, City Manager.
Reviewing the resolution, we're going to recommend or request a motion to amend the resolution to add that the miscellaneous leaseholder should obtain conditional use approval from the LGD of Mystery Lake, as that is missing from the resolution. We need a mover and a seconder.
Okay, can I get someone to move to amend the resolution? Board Member Colburn, seconded by Board Member Fitzpatrick. Any comments? Board Member Oberdorfer.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor.
You have to vote on here.
Oh, sorry, I have to vote on the amendment now. So all those in favor of amending the resolution? Those in favor? That's carried. Thank you. Board Member Oberdorfer.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. So my only comment, I guess, to the amendment would be, I'm not sure, I guess I'm getting familiar with how the process works for the planning district, but just the language should obtain. Do we have any authority over enforcing them to get conditional use approval and development permits? Or should the language say must obtain, or like should to me implies that they have an option, I guess. So I'm just wanting clarification. Yeah, we could change.
So, yeah, my understanding is that, and I believe, Board Member Hassman might be able to clarify as well. But whenever it has the language like that, it's up to Real Estate Services Branch to then ensure that it's being followed through with. I'm not sure, Board Member Hassman, if you've had any experience with how that language is written, if it's shall versus should.
Yeah, my experience at shall and should pretty much the same when it comes to legal talk. This is my dealings with the governments. We always put in shall in our legislation, provincial legislation, so that should help. Plus my comments, internal comments within our government, I've already indicated that they'll have to get the development permits from you guys and stuff.
Okay, thank you. Any other comments? Board Member McIver?
Reading this, I don't know what it is. So you can explain like why, what, 5Ws or what, you know?
City Manager?
So any of the land that's in the LGD is still subject to approval, so because it falls within the LGD outside of the city of Thompson, but within the planning district. Someone will make an application, it is then sent to all the various branches of the provincial government who have a say. So say it's environment or conservation, different groups will have their looks at it. Manitoba Hydro and others, the Thompson Planning District is also allowed to have a say on how the development works. The development plan kind of controls what's allowed to happen and what's not. So the administration will go through the development plan as well as the zoning bylaw and point out if there's any issues. So when we did our review on your behalf, we noted that the storage compound is what's called a conditional use. Was a permitted use, it would be automatically allowed to happen. As a conditional use, they're now going to have to take the extra step of going to see Mr. Brett Mack, who's also a board member, who oversees the LGD, and get conditional approval to have the storage compound built. So it's an extra hurdle, kind of a second review to make sure that everything is okay. And it can be denied at that stage as well.
Board Member Chung, did you have your hand up?
Yeah, I did. I just like to know who is doing the enforcement, such as conditional use. Is it our city or LGD?
Okay, thank you, City Manager.
I believe for the lease to be fully executed, they will have to show that they've met all the requirements that all the different departments have put through. So it's not for us to follow up after that. It'll be the relevant department. So say we're saying that it's a conditional use under the zoning bylaw. Then Mr. Brett Mack, who's oversees that zoning bylaw, they have to approach him, pay whatever the fees are, and go through that process. That then proof has to be sent to the real estate services branch. So really, you make your recommendations or your requirements, that is then sent on, and it's up to that central authority to make sure that all those conditions are met.
Any other comments? Okay, seeing none, I'll call for the question. All those in favor? It's carried unanimously. Thank you. I will now look for a mover for adjournment. Board Member Colburn, seconded by Board Member Wong. Oh, sorry. All those in favor? We are now adjourned. Thank you. You can switch your nameplates now if you say your council name, and we'll move into the regular meeting council. Now call the regular meeting of council to order for November 28th, 2022. I'd like to recognize that we are on Treaty 5 territory, traditional territory of NCN in the homeland of the Métis, and that we are all treaty people. I'd like to ask for an approval of the agenda. Councillor Fitzpatrick, seconded by Councillor Oberdorfer. All those in favor? Carried unanimously. Thank you. We have nobody here for community comments or feedback. Any questions that were mailed in or spoke to or emailed or anything?
None of the administration received, no.
Thank you. Now go to adoption of the minutes. Resolution number 2022-205 is moved by Councillor Fitzpatrick and seconded by Councillor Oberdorfer. Be resolved that the minutes of the regular meeting of council held in council chambers, City Hall, Thompson, Manitoba, on Monday, November 14th, 2022, be adopted as circulated. I'll go to the mover, Councillor Fitzpatrick. Anything further to add? Thank you, administration.
Nothing further.
Call for the question. All those in favor? Carried unanimously. Thank you. Moving on to resolutions, 6.1 is resolution number 2022-206, moved by Councillor Wong, seconded by Councillor Colburn. Whereas the Provincial Municipal Justice Advisory Committee, known as PMJAC, brings focused and strategic collaboration to justice and community safety issues present in municipalities. Includes members from cities, towns, and rural municipalities in Manitoba, as well as representatives from AMM and Manitoba Justice. And whereas all individuals are selected based on geographic location, municipality size, and experience with different types of police service agreements. And whereas the appointment of the Provincial Municipal Justice Advisory Committee would be for a 4-year term effective December 2022. Now therefore be it resolved that council appoint Mayor Smook as a member of the Provincial Municipal Justice Advisory Committee, and the city of Thompson will cover any of the mayor's costs when attending meetings in person. I will go to administration for anything to add.
Yeah, so in the past, the city of Thompson held this position through the previous mayor, Mayor Fensky. He sat on this committee for 4 years. When the next council was elected 4 years ago, the position moved. So because it had sat with the city of Thompson, it was then moved to the city of, or the town of The Paw. It has sat there for the last 4 years, and it is now time for its rotation to come back to Thompson. So the proposal here is that the mayor now go back as a representative for the city of Thompson, also as the representative of the North on this justice committee.
Thank you for clarifying. Go to the mover, Councillor Wong. Do you have anything to add?
Yeah, thank you, Deputy Mayor. I think it's about time for us to put the representative from Thompson to this board because no matter how we look at it, we are the largest contract throughout the whole province. So we should have a say, we should have an input. So congratulations to Mayor Smook, and I will fully support this resolution. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other councillors to comment? Okay, seeing none, I'll just add, similar to Councillor Wong, comments that when this moved to the PAW, we did kind of fight for it to stay with us since we have the largest RCMP contract in the province, but they did move it. So it's good that it belongs back to Thompson being represented. So that's a good thing. I'll call for the question. All those in favor? That's carried unanimously. Thank you. I will now look for a mover to adjourn, please. Councillor Wong, seconded by Councillor Colburn. All those in favor? Carried unanimously. We are now adjourned. Thank you.
Community.
Okay, everybody.